In spite of the fact that the forward quotation of yen was not available through cross currency rate. So he should have taken the cross currency and done this. But what he has actually done, what has been actually done, what has been इसको यहाँ पे लिख देता हूँ. What has actually been done. See, there are two legs of the transaction. The first leg is he's going to understand he has a payable of yen, right? So he's going to first leg में क्या करेगा? He'll sell rupees and buy dollars, and the second leg would be selling dollars and buying yen, right? So the first leg would be sell rupees and buy dollar. And this position, what has he done? He has kept it open. Purchased spot dollar on due date and converted dollar into yen using a 6-month forward rate, right? So this leg has been kept open to be executed on the due date. That is, on the due date, Mr. X will sell. Now, क्या quote क्या है? Is then 6 months spot call. Rupee dollar turned out to be 46.2426. So let's say he will sell 1 rupee at $1 equals to kitna? 46.26. 46.26. And obtain. Kitna obtain karega if he sells 1 rupee? 1 divided by 46.26. 0.02162. 0.02162. Then second leg, sell dollar and buy yen. For this leg, Mr. X has entered into a forward contract to sell dollar and buy yen at, now what rate for selling dollar and buying yen 6-month forward? Selling dollar, buying yen 110 at $1 equals to 110 yen, and obtain. How many yen is he going to obtain by selling this 0.02162 into 110? That is 2.3782. बराबर ना, 2.3782. That means therefore the effective exchange rate works out as 1 rupee equals to 2.3782 yen. Therefore, for एक मिनट कितना इसका yen 1 million 10 lakhs. Therefore, for 10 lakh yen, how many rupees? Rupees 4,20,486 rupees. Now, this is the rupee outflow on account of the strategy adopted by Mr. X. And actually, if he had done what was logical, the outflow would have been 4,18,500. Therefore, the loss due to the strategy adopted. Therefore, loss due to strategy adopted by Mr. X will be 420,486 minus 418,500. ₹1986 rupees. क्या हुआ? बस roll up here. Maybe from where? First part of the sum, that is last lectures. Okay, but last lecture for two. Nidhi, can you just click this because everyone else is writing the second part. First part लिख लिया था ना आपने?
Hi sir, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah, for the second part, what I have done in rough is we have considered the 6 month forward rate of $1 is 110 yen.
Mm-hmm.
So for purchasing 10 lakh yen, we'll have to buy $9091. And then $9091 at 46.26, my answer turned out to be 425.49, which is like something 63 rupees difference.
Oh, that's okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, चलेगा.
No problem.
कौन कौन सा सम बाकी है बताना तो नहीं ये बुक से बता ये वाला बुक है just give me a list of the sums pending 10 11 yeah 10 11 एक 19 क्या अरे यार ओके 41 ओके 46 yeah 54 56 57 59 60 and 61 हो गया डन एवरीवन ऑनलाइन इज दिस डन यस एनीवन स्टिल राइटिंग प्लीज लेट मी नो नाउ मैं स्क्रॉल डाउन करने के बाद मैं पता क्योंकि तुमको येन खरीदना है ना हाँ तो रुपया आउटफ्लो तो पहले रुपी बेचोगे डॉलर खरीदोगे डॉलर बेचोगे येन खरीदोगे ना 16 अथर्व लिखना हो गया तो बताना प्लीज अथर्व हो गया क्या कर रहे हो इतना देर यस सर मतलब क्या डन चलो एक काम करते हैं क्वेश्चन 41 this was question 30 okay now 41 this is ठीक है ये मतलब सम का जो सेकंड पार्ट है उसमें इंस्टीट्यूट का सोल्यूशन थोड़ा it is slightly weird solution but let's look at the first part first. Following are the details of cash inflows and outflows in foreign currency denomination of MNP, an Indian export firm which has no foreign subsidiaries. So these are the currencies and there is an inflow and an outflow and spot rate, forward rate. And they have given for 4 currencies. So there are inflows, outflows and spot and forward. Determine the net exposure of each foreign currency in terms of rupees. Now see, what do we mean by net exposure? See, let us understand. Let's say you have a receivable of $1 lakh and you have a payable of let's say $80,000. Now, let us presume. So now if we take the balance sheet, okay, 1 minute, balance sheet and P&L. Okay. Let's say this is my balance sheet. This is my P&L. Now this receivable, and let us for a moment presume that spot is $1 equals to 80, and both the receivable and the payable are due in 3 months. Okay. And the 3-month forward rate, let's presume, is $1 equals to 82. Okay. Now, which means the receivable debtors will be recorded in the books $1 lakh at the spot rate of 80, right? So 80 lakhs. And payable will be $80,000 into 80, that is 64 lakhs. Now, when you enter into a forward contract at 82, that means this realization, this debtors will get realized at how much? 82 lakhs. Right? Which means there is going to be a gain of 2 lakhs here. So this gain will go into the P&L. And this payable will be settled at how much? 65 lakh. 65 lakh? 60,000. 60,000. Now, this will give you a loss of 1 lakh 60. Which means your P&L is going to have a net gain of 40,000 rupees. Right? Now, is there any other way that we can express this 40,000? 40,000. Kaise? 20,000 into 2. So basically what you did was, when you said 20,000 into 2, what you are doing is inflows minus outflows into forward minus spot. Right? And this 40,000 is your net Forex exposure. Right? So that means we can calculate Forex exposure by using this expression, inflow minus outflow into forward minus spot. Right? So, and here if you see, they have given inflow, they have given outflow, they have given spot, they have given forward. And they say that calculate the net exposure of each foreign currency. Okay. So we'll just calculate that. Net Forex exposure is inflows minus outflow into forward rate minus spot rate. So let's take the various currency. US dollar, French franc, pound, and yen. We can do this, yes, when the payable and the receivable are due at the same time, yes. And here, since no dates are given, now inflow minus outflow. If I take the figures in crore, this would be 2, 1.2, 1, और ये क्या होगा? -1. and then forward minus spot. Now forward minus spot will be 0.81. This will be 0.67, 0.41, and this would be negative 0.8. Therefore, net forex exposure (1.62) positive, and 1.2 into 0.67, 0.804, 0.41, and this will be 0.8 positive. There's an outflow and forward minus spot. Now, the second part, this answer by the institute is pretty weird because I don't know on what assumptions they have based this. Are any of the exposure position offsetting to some extent? Now see, I'll tell you first what the institute is saying, and then I'll explain this. See, institute is saying that this yen exposure is offsetting in nature. Now, why yen exposure is offsetting in nature? Because there is a net outflow, right? And the forward minus spot has actually moved in your favor. That means even though this is a payable, right, the forex exposure is in your favor. But to say that this is offsetting in nature, matlab, this gain offsets my other things is wrong because, first of all, how can you presume that if it is the payable, then the net forex exposure must always be against you? See, ये लोग बोल रहे हैं ना कि यहाँ पे it is an outflow, यहाँ पे it is for you, therefore it is offsetting in nature. Offset means something that is reversing the normal situation, right? So that means when they are saying that this is offsetting in nature, that means they are presuming that the normal situation in case of payable is that it must be negative. Negative होना चाहिए, लेकिन ये positive है, तो it is offsetting. But I don't find logic in that because, for example, let's say spot is $1 is 80. And 3-month forward, does it have to be 82? Can't it be 78? Right? I mean, offsetting position can arise even in receivable or in payable. So just to say that ये मेरा payable है लेकिन ये positive है इसलिए ये offset कर रहा है is a ridiculous assumption to make. So ये पता नहीं, I mean, I don't know what. And if you notice the institute's answer, if you look at your textbook, हमने ये solution के साथ दिया है in this one. Look at part 3. They've just given one line. The exposure of Japanese yen position is being offset by a better forward rate. Next page. You see that? The exposure of Japanese yen is being offset by a better forward rate. That means you are presuming that payable matlab negative ही होना चाहिए, तो better forward rate is offsetting that. That is wrong according to me, but this is what the institute does. But maybe we'll try to make a better presentation. मैं ये नहीं बोल रहा हूँ कि institute what it has done is right, but I'm just making sure that we present it in a slightly better way. Since yen has a net outflow, the forward rate of yen being lower than the spot rate creates a net favorable forex exposure in spite of the fact that yen has a net outflow. Therefore, the yen exposure is offsetting in nature. Okay. I'm not saying this answer makes sense, but I'm just trying to make a slightly more better presentation of this rubbish by the institute. कौन सा? नहीं ना, पॉजिटिव होगा ना. सी ये तुम्हारा नेट आउटफ्लो है and the forward rate has moved in your favor. तो मतलब the net you will actually gain on this payable. Right? ये तुम्हारा 0.80 का net gain होगा. पर ये लोग what they are saying is that this gain is offsetting because ये actually sorry let me delete this. ये actually outflow है ना, तो negative होना चाहिए, but ये positive है, therefore it is offsetting. बट मेरा लॉजिक ये है कि बस ये कहां लिखा है कि आउटफ्लो होने से नेगेटिव होना चाहिए. इनफ्लो में भी तो नेगेटिव हो सकता है, राइट? सो दैट इज व्हाई आई एम सेइंग दिस डज नॉट मेक एनी सेंस. मैंने बेस करोड़ लिया है. आई हैव टेकन क्रॉस. दिस इज माय फिगर इज इन क्रॉस. हाँ 10 मिलियन. बुक में जो सोल्यूशन दिया शायद वो मिलियन में लिया. Okay. Now look at question 60. 60. Online, everyone's done writing this? Question 60. Your bank's London office has surplus funds to the extent of US dollar 5 lakhs for a period of 3 months. So we have a surplus of 5 lakh dollars, and this dollar is lying in London office, right? The cost of the funds to the bank is 4% per annum. It proposes to invest these funds in London, New York, or Frankfurt and obtain the best yield without any exchange risk to the bank. The following rates of interest are available at the 3-month centers for investment of domestic funds thereat for a period of 3 months. So in London, you can invest the pounds at 5%. New York, you can invest the dollars at 8%, and Frankfurt, you can invest the euros at 3%. The market rates in London for US dollars and euro are as under. Now you see this, they've given a quote, London or New York. हालांकि ऐसा कभी, I don't know कहाँ से मिलता है इंस्टीट्यूट को ये सब. How would you interpret this quote, London or New York? और नीचे spot दिया है. £1 equals to so many dollars, or $1 equal to so many pounds? $1 equals. एक मिनट. चलो एग्जाम में ये अगर ऐसा आ भी गया तो कैसे? Shayan, how did you decide that? And even Meika, how did you decide that? On. हाँ नहीं, Meika is right. On से कोई मतलब नहीं होता है. थोड़ा रियल लाइफ अपने को सोचना पड़ेगा. कौन सा करेंसी महंगा है? पाउंड महंगा है ना. So then this would be £1 equals to so many dollars, ना? Right? That is, this is the dollar pound quote. Right? Agar once you have established one pattern, then the other pattern should be easy to establish. What is this? एक मिनट, यहां पे तुमने ये जो कोट दिया है, लंदन और न्यूयॉर्क, यू सेड £1 इक्वल्स टू सो मेनी डॉलर्स. अब एक का पैटर्न एस्टैब्लिश किया तो वी कैन ओनली से £1 इक्वल्स टू सो मेनी यूरोस. राइट, दैट मीन्स दिस इज अ euro pound quote. Okay. Now again, like I said, ऐसा कहीं पे कोट नहीं होता है बस. ये पता नहीं कहां से इन लोग को, where they get all these weird ideas. Okay, anyway, 1 month, 2 month, 3 month, ये क्या है? What is this? Swap points. These are swap points, right? And these are also swap points. At which center will the investment be made, and what will be the net gain to the nearest pound to the bank? तो अपने को जो गेन लॉस वो पाउंड में निकालना है, राइट? सो हाउ विल यू इवैल्यूएट कि कहां पे इन्वेस्ट करने से अपना मैक्सिमम पाउंड इनफ्लो आ सकता है? हाउ विल यू इवैल्यूएट वेयर टू इन्वेस्ट सो दैट यू गेट द मैक्सिमम गेन इन पाउंड्स? Don't complicate things, keep very simple. Interest rate हाँ, जिसमें 3 महीने आफ्टर 3 months wherever you land up with the maximum number of pounds. ठीक है, ठीक है. So what will you do? How will you solve this sum now? क्या करोगे? कैसे शुरुआत कैसे करोगे? How are you going to start? Investment at spot and then convert back to pounds in 3 months, Shashank says. Are you understanding what he's saying? Investment at spot and then convert back to pounds in 3 months. Where is your surplus? Which office is having your surplus? And in what currency is the surplus lying? So now suppose you were to invest this money in London, what will you do? That is what exactly Shashank is saying. Invest at spot and then convert back to pounds in 3 months. So you will first convert the dollars into pounds using the spot rate, invest it for 3 months. Then at the end of 3 months, you'll get certain amount of pounds, right? Now, ये तो pounds में ही है, तो convert करने की 3 महीने के बाद वापस convert करने की जरूरत तो है नहीं, right? Similarly, if you were to evaluate investing it in New York, what will you do? Invest without converting, because you have dollars and in New York you're going to invest dollars only. Invest without converting in dollars. You will earn some interest and that will give you X amount of dollars at the end of 3 months, which you would need to convert it back into pounds because you have to compare it with the London investment, no? Right? 1 minute. First, in rough, solve what is the amount that you will get in pounds if you invest in London. एक एक करके. Online, have you all understood what we are going to do? Surplus is in dollars and they want you to calculate where should you invest so that you get the maximum gain to the nearest pound. So since my surplus is in dollars, first let us evaluate what if I invest in London. So I'll have to convert the dollars into pound using the spot rate, invest it in London for 5%, and tell me huh? Question. ये ले लो ना clipboard में. $60. Just solve one thing in पहले London solve करो. Just solve the London investment in London. And tell me what is the net surplus or gains that you will have. Dollars? $7566. But I thought if you were investing in, Ruchita, what are we required to find out, please? At which center will the investment be made and what will be the net gain to the nearest pound? And you are investing the money in London. So you are converting the dollars into pound. Obviously. कहां पे इन्वेस्ट करने से तुम्हारे पास पाउंड में ज्यादा पैसा बचेगा? कितना है? हाँ हाँ, कन्वर्ट करके इन्वेस्ट करके कितना आया? No, Ruchita, that is why I said if you read the question, we are supposed to find the gains in pounds. So if you have dollars with you and you are sitting in London, so you will convert the dollars into pounds, invest it there only. Huh? See this. सेल देखो इंस्टेड एक मिनट नाउ लेट मी आस्क यू अ क्वेश्चन आप लोग सब बोल रहे हो ना कि सर वो इंटरेस्ट लेस करना है 4% कॉस्ट ओके एक मिनट लेट्स से देयर इज बैंक ए बैंक बी दोनों में आप 1 लाख रुपया डिपॉजिट करते हो this bank gives 10% interest this bank gives 8% interest okay cost of funds is 5% okay now in deciding where to invest will cost of funds be relevant क्योंकि आप okay which is better bank A or bank B एक मिनट mathematically how will you prove it हाँ ऐसे करते हैं मैं तो सीधा बोलूंगा भैया यहाँ पे 1,10,000 आएगा इधर 80,000 आएगा आई मीन 1,08,000 इज बेटर क्यों इसको कॉम्प्लिकेट करना है कॉस्ट ऑफ फंड ये वो डाल के कीप इट सिंपल नो यहाँ पे पाउंड्स इन्वेस्ट से मेरे पास 3 महीने के बाद आई गेट सो मेनी पाउंड्स वहां पे इन्वेस्ट करने से आई गेट सो मेनी पाउंड्स थर्ड सेंटर में इन्वेस्ट करने से आई गेट सो मेनी पाउंड्स विच एवर गिव्स मी द मैक्सिमम पाउंड्स कॉस्ट ऑफ मनी इज गोइंग टू बी द सेम फॉर एवरीवेयर राइट सो यू डोंट इवन नीड टू कंसिडर इट ओके नाउ अच्छा सपोज I say cost of funds for this is 5% and cost of funds for this is 6%. Does it still make any difference? It doesn't. Whichever money is giving me the higher rate is the better one. Right? So cost of funds really doesn't matter. If you see here, you sold $5 lakh spot. एक मिनट तू कॉपी कर रहा है कि कुछ किया भी था क्या किया आंसर क्या है यार कोट रॉन्ग ले रहे हो ये मेरे को अभी खून खौलता है कोट कैसे रॉन्ग ले सकते हैं यार अभी कितना है 3284 कौन सा रेट लिया है 5390 एक मिनट नहीं टोटल नहीं एक एक करके you converted dollars into pounds using the spot rate and got this many pounds, which you invested in London at 5% per annum for 3 months. That means you will land up with so many pounds after 3 months. Now we need to repeat this step if I invest in New York. But remember, if you invest in New York, then the first step will not be there. You already have dollars. You are investing in New York. Invest that dollars, earn some interest, and जो पैसा तुम्हारे पास 3 महीने के बाद आएगा डॉलर्स में, convert it back into pounds, and you will get pound if you invest in New York, right? So take this down first. If we invest in New York, we get 329,563.81. ऐसा बोल रहा है यश पक्का यश यश 100 रुपए की शर्त जीपे लगाएगा ये कॉन्फिडेंस होता है बॉस गलत हो सही हो बात अलग है लेकिन कॉन्फिडेंस रहना चाहिए तो यश एक मिनट बताना तो डॉलर में इंटरेस्ट कितना कमाया? हाउ मच इंटरेस्ट डिड यू अर्न ऑन डॉलर्स यश? इंटरेस्ट अमाउंट? Okay, so you would have got, which you would have converted back into pounds using what rate? एक मिनट. Ruchita, this is your answer for the second part, but Yash has got something else. Tell me the B part then. कितना है? 329,564. This is what Yash has got. So Ruchita, you're wrong. Here are 329,564. देखो, if amount is invested in New York, you already have dollars, so you don't need to convert. You will use the dollars invested in New York, earn interest at 8% per annum, which is $10,000. Amount at the end will be $510,000. And since you're going to make the comparison in pounds, you will convert this 510 back into pounds using the 3-month forward rate. And 3-month forward rate, I have marked a star and converted down. This is my swap points. So 3-month forward is £1 equals to 1.54305475. And remember, you'll be selling the dollars, buying pounds. So the rate will be 1.5475. Ruchita, where did you go wrong? Yes. Good. You took the ask instead of bid. See, again, I'm saying we have solved almost 60 problems and we are still making mistakes in bid ask. And bid ask was something which I taught in the first lecture. Anyone else who has not understood any part of this, let me know. And once you are done with this, do the third part. If it is invested in euros. Yeah, एक minute. I'm just asking, what if they had given this code something like this? What would you have done? Ah, first, you would rearrange the spot. Don't do anything to the swap. Swap is 85-80. One, it's not that since you rearrange this, you will rearrange this also. No. Because see, we are rearranging this because bid cannot be greater than ask. But in the swap, bid can be greater than ask. Right? So you will rearrange this and then you have 85-80, reduce it, get the discount. Okay? Online, did you all understand what I just explained? Everyone? If the quote was given like this, see, you have to be very careful with what they are doing at every step. अभी यूरो का बताना मेरे को. You'll convert the $5 lakh spot into euros, invest it in euros. After 3 months, you will receive X amount of euros, convert it back into pounds. अभी तो fair में ही कर, you have the presentation with you. The presentation will be similar to A, no? Sell $5 lakh spot, convert it into euros, invest it, earn interest. Yes, Viraj. Whatever working you need to do, just refer it to working note 1, 2, 3. Yes. Yeah. Let's see और किसी का आता है तो. And where are the others? Where are they? How much? 826,077. एक मिनट. नहीं, Yash is giving something different. Milka is giving a third answer. 632. How much? 737. Mehika, can you just turn on the mic and tell me what you did exactly? I'll come to. चलो, I think I'll have to solve. कितना है? 3 lakh? 31. एक minute. Let me just solve this in rough. I'll show you the fair. एक minute. Sorry. See, this is what are we going to do? First, we are going to, don't write this. First, we are going to sell $5 lakhs spot at. Now, we are going to invest it in euro, right? So that means we need the dollar euro quote or the euro dollar quote, whatever. So now you have the dollar pound and the euro pound. So let's say I'm finding dollar euro. That will be dollar pound into pound euro. Okay. So bid will be 1.5350 into 1 upon 1.8290 and ask 1.5390 into 1 upon 1.8260. Okay. So 0.83. Okay. 0.8248. Sorry, 4. Okay. This is dollar euro spot. And in the spot, I'm going to sell dollar and buy euro. So the rate applicable will be 1 euro equals to $8428, right? So 5 lakh divided by 0.8428, 593,261 euros. इसको मैं इन्वेस्ट करूंगा. I'll invest it for interest at 3% per annum. 3% per annum for 3 months. So 593,261 into 3% divided by 4. 4,449 euros. So this will give me 593,261 plus 4,449. 597710. 597710 euros. And this euro again has to be converted back into pounds. Now, euro pound quote is already given, but the only thing is consa rate. Euro pound spot is 1.8260, 1.8290, and 3-month swap is 145, 140. So 1.8260 minus 0.0145, 1.8115, and 1.8290 minus 0.0140, 1.815. Right? And here I am going to sell euro to get back my pounds. Sell euro, buy pounds. So the rate is 1 pound equals to 1.815 euros. So 597710 euros. 597710 divided by 329317. Yash, what went wrong?
डायरेक्टली
कैसे?
हमारे पास ऑलरेडी ए पार्ट में तो यूरो पाउंड आ गया हमारे पास। तो जब पार्ट हम लोग ने सॉल्व किया तो हमने 324,886 पाउंड निकाल दिया।
हाँ,
जो डायरेक्ट इन्वेस्ट कर देते हैं, जब उसे डायरेक्ट चेंज कर देते जो कोड है हमारे पास पाउंड यूरो के कोड से।
हाँ, वो भी कर सकते हो, पर तुमको फिर वो एक रेफर करके फिर उसको लाना पड़ेगा। हाँ, ये रेफर करके लाना पड़ेगा।
अरे वो डिफरेंट कर रहा है मेरा 306 है आपका 31।
कौन सा बी पार्ट? हाँ, तो सी तो कर रहा हूँ। हाँ हाँ, इसका कैलकुलेशन। हाँ, एक मिनट, ये लिख लेते हैं ना, इसको यहाँ पे कर देता हूँ ना इसको। वर्किंग नोट 1 and this is working note 2. Right? Now, working note 1, spot of what is the code? Pound, sorry, dollar pound. $1.5350, 1.5390, and spot euro pound. Euro pound 1.8260, 1.8290. Therefore, dollar pound, sorry, dollar euro, dollar pound into pound euro. Bid 1.5350 into 1 upon 1.8290 equals to ask 1.5390 into 1 upon 1.8260. 1.5350 divided by 1.8290, 0.8393. 5390 divided by 1.8260, 0.8428. That is dollar euro is equals to 0.83938428, राइट. यहाँ पे मैंने जब सम सॉल्व किया था मैंने डॉलर यूरो निकाल दिया था. So I mean euro dollar. So you can rewrite this saying 1 euro is equals to 0.8428. ये थोड़ा राउंडिंग ऑफ का आएगा वो देख लेना. This should be 593. हाँ, so इसको अगर मैं ये कोड के हिसाब से अगर चेंज करूं तो दिस वुड बी 261, है ना. 261, ये भी 261 कर दो. And 593,261 into 3% divided by 4, ये तो वही आ रहा है. So total 593,261 plus 449 597710. ये वर्किंग नोट 2 इधर कर देना. $3-month dollar pound. 3-month dollar pound is equals to, नहीं अपने को ये तो चाहिए नहीं ना. 3-month euro pound. 3-month euro, sorry, spot euro pound is 1.8260, 1.8290. 3-month swap is 145, 140. Therefore, 3-month euro pound equals to 1.8260 minus 0.0145 is 1.8115, and 1.8290 minus 0.0140, 1.815. Added the swap points. Yeah, Shmika, where did you? No, Mika got it right. Yeah.
329,314.
32931. I had taken the dollar code, but if you notice, मेरा final answer में कुछ $6, £6 का ही फर्क आता है. Right, so then therefore conclusion is New York is the best option. 329 कुछ दे रहा है ना, 329,317, 329,564. So New York is the best option.
अगर वो डायरेक्टली करेंगे इस पे बच जाती है वर्किंग नोट में, वो भी चलेगा।
अभी चलेगा, बिल्कुल चलेगा। रेफर टू वर्किंग नोट 1 बोल के करके कर दो। ओके, चलो अभी कॉस्ट ऑफ फंड्स इज इररिलेवेंट। हाँ, कॉस्ट ऑफ फंड्स मतलब तेरे पास जो पैसा है उसका एक कॉस्ट तो होगा ना, राइट? अभी यहाँ पे दे आर आस्किंग फॉर, ओके नाउ दे आर आस्किंग फॉर द नेट गेन। ओके, हैव दे इन्वेस्टेड नेट गेन? हाँ, सो नेट गेन कितना होगा वो ढूंढने के लिए अपने को कॉस्ट ऑफ फंड्स चाहिए होगा। डिसाइडिंग वेयर टू इन्वेस्ट, उसके लिए मेरे को कॉस्ट ऑफ फंड्स की जरूरत नहीं है, राइट? बट टू फाइंड द नेट गेन, सी एट विच सेंटर विल द इन्वेस्टमेंट बी मेड, उसके लिए मुझे कॉस्ट ऑफ फंड्स की जरूरत नहीं है। नाउ दे आर सेइंग व्हाट विल बी द नेट गेन टू द नियरेस्ट फंड। नाउ सी वी आर गोइंग टू इन्वेस्ट इन न्यूयॉर्क, राइट? तो एक मिनट, नेट गेन if investment made in New York, now न्यूयॉर्क में क्या रेट पे वो फंड इन्वेस्ट कर रहा है? What rate is he investing it in New York? 8%. And what is the cost of funds? 4. So what is the net gain? (8% minus 4% on sorry, how many dollars were there? Okay. Gain 3231 कैसे निकाला? नहीं का से 3231 यार, ये इसी चलाओ ना यार, अरे इसी चला दो ना। नहीं का, हाउ डिड यू फाइंड आउट 3231?
Sir, I found the gain first in US dollars.
Hmm.
So like 8% minus 4% of $5 lakh is $5,000. And then I converted it into pounds.
Yes, converted into.
I converted into pounds using the forward rate. So like the $5,000 divided by 1.5475. I got as
Okay.
the answer.
Anyone else? Shashank says something. We'll just have to convert one figure. Convert dollars to spot pound and then invest. Then compare that to each. Anyone else? Any other view on this? Net gain in pounds.
पहले तो डॉलर में निकालेंगे, फिर वो 3 मंथ का रेट से कन्वर्ट कर देंगे।
ओके, पहले डॉलर में निकालेंगे और फिर
3 मंथ के रेट से
3 मंथ्स का रेट से उसको कन्वर्ट करेंगे। ओके, बाकी ऑनलाइन टाइगर्स क्या है, कुछ व्यू है? Anyone else? Any other view?
तो इसके one
AC on नहीं हो रहा है. Anyone else? Any other view? कुछ तो view. There must be some view you must be having, no? Right or wrong doesn't matter, but you must be having some view.
तो वो 3 month फॉरवर्ड रेट निकाला है ना
हाँ
यूरोप में
हाँ
$20,000 गेन आया ना
हाँ. $20,000 is per annum, है ना? तो 3 महीने का.
$5,000 गेन आया ना
हाँ.
फिर जो 3 month फॉरवर्ड निकाला हम लोग उसे एक्सचेंज रेट से कर
Okay. एक minute. Someone here is saying that, you find the difference 8 minus 4 and then convert that into the 3-month forward rate. Is that okay? Everyone, I want you to think a little bit on this. Socho, logically batao. How will you do it? Anyone? खाली चुपचाप बैठे मत रहो. Give me some response. Sashank says you should convert it into spot rate. Should you convert it into spot rate? How can the company invest in dollar? It's in London. So so what should we do then? क्या करना चाहिए फिर? Gain of 5,000 pounds should be converted. If the cost of company is to be found out, it needs to be in pound. So spot convert. Shashank is standing his ground saying spot में ही convert होगा. Anyone else? How else? Net gain निकालना है.
स्पॉट निकाल
हाँ
5 लाख को स्पॉट में निकाल
5 लाख को स्पॉट में निकाले. ठीक है.
4% चार्ज करके जो हमारा कॉस्ट ऑफ फंड जो अमाउंट आएगा उसको ये
तो एक मिनट 5 लाख को स्पॉट में कन्वर्ट किया तो व्हाट डिड यू गेट? यू गेट पाउंड. ओके.
उसके ऊपर 4% चार्ज किया कॉस्ट ऑफ फंड जो हमारे
उसके ऊपर कॉस्ट ऑफ फंड्स. ओके.
फिर जो हमें
एक मिनट. one sec. Let me put it this way. When you invested it in New York, ठीक है, how many pounds did you get back?
3,29,564
3,29,564 pounds is what you got back. Okay. And how much money did you have? एक मिनट. Now I'm just, this is spoon feeding here. एक मिनट. 329,564 pounds. 329,564 pounds is what you got after 3 months. And you started this journey with $5 lakh. Now they're saying you have to find the net gain in pounds. Right? So how will you find out?
तो इसके ऊपर 4% लगा के 3 मंथ के हिसाब
किसके ऊपर 4%?
पाउंड के ऊपर
On 329,564.
हाँ सर
अच्छा ठीक है, एक मिनट रुको. Let's say you have $1 lakh. You are an Indian guy. You have $1 lakh. ठीक है. Now the cost of money for you is 18%. Right? Now this $1 lakh, you do something, you invest it somewhere and do blah blah blah, and you get 89 lakhs rupees after 3 months. You had $1 lakh, you did something, and you ended up with 89 lakh rupees. Okay. Now your dad asks you, this 89 lakh rupees is okay. What's the net profit to us after considering cost of capital? How will you find out?
पहले $1 lakh को spot में convert करो.
पहले $1 lakh को spot में convert करोगे, you'll get rupees. On that you will add interest, cost of funds, right? That gives you so this 1 lakh converted at spot, say 80 lakhs plus interest, cost of money. That will give you the net gain after considering the cost of funds, no? Now remember, you don't need this cost of funds to decide where to invest. That is in absolute terms. See, like I said, for example, if I gave you rate of interest 10%, 8%, 7%, your cost of money is 6%. If I ask you where to invest, do you need the cost of funds to make that decision? No. But if I ask you, okay, you have decided to invest here, what's your net gain? Then you need this 10 minus 6, no? Right? So in the first part of the question where we were deciding where to invest, we did not need the cost of funds. That was an irrelevant data. But now when they are asking your net, this thing, see what you should do is amount available for investment. Amount available for investment is $5 lakhs, which at spot rate of, what is the rate?
1 pound is equal to $1.54.
This is $pound. 1 pound equals to, so I'll be selling the dollar. 1 pound equals to 1.5350.
90.
एक minute, dollar है ना? So I'll be selling the dollar
Dollar pound.
and buying the pound. Okay, so this is the $pound. 1 pound equals to $1.5390. Amounts to $5 lakh divided by 1.5390. 324,887. 324,887. This is pounds. Add cost of funds. Add what is the cost of funds? 4%.
Yes, sir.
4% per annum for 3 months. So 0.04 divided by 4. 1%. 324,887 into 4% divided by 4. 3249. 324,887 plus 3249. 328,136. Okay. Amount received on maturity of investment proceeds is 329. कितना था? 329 564. Net gain 1428 pounds. No, Nidhi, the bank is in London, so the cost of funds for the bank will be in pounds.
हमें टेक्निकली ऐड नहीं कर रहे प्लस है ना
तो
कहीं और से
वो जो सरप्लस है तो क्या फोकट का है? नहीं ना, इट हैज गॉट अ कॉस्ट. दैट्स द कॉस्ट. Convert $5 lakh into pound, calculate interest on pounds and compare with interest gained on dollars after converting. Vishaka, is this what you meant? Yes, good. Shashank, is this what you meant? Cost of fund company is to be found out, it needs to be converted into pounds. Okay, barabar. Fine. Asha, now just to give this another twist, let's say your dad gives you 10 lakh rupees. 10 lakh rupees. Okay? And he says, there is a business opportunity in London, which can give you 8% return. And your cost of money is 18%. Okay? And spot, 1 pound equals to, let's say 110, and 1 year forward is, let's say 115. How will you calculate what is the net gain you made for your family? Okay, you will convert it into spot, into pounds. 8% you will earn, right? In rupees term. Exactly, that is exactly what you did now. अभी भी तुमने वैसे ही किया ना. So basically you'll convert this 10 lakh rupees by using the spot rate into pounds. So you'll get some pounds. Uske upar you will earn 8% interest. So you will get some pounds, which you will convert it into 1 year forward rate into rupees. You will get some rupees, right? And usme se this, from this rupees, you will minus 10 lakh plus 18% interest, some rupees. This will give you the net gain. And this is exactly what we did here. Okay. Chalo. Now let us discuss the concept of nostro account, vostro account, and loro account. Let me just get some blank pages. Now, even though the name, there are 3 names, all these 3 refer to the same account, right? But from a different perspective. For example, if I hold out this pen, then I will say this is my pen. This is my pen. But if you are referring to this pen, you're going to say, sir, this is your pen, right? And if a third party who knows neither you nor me, he is going to point out and say, this is that man's pen. But understand, we are referring to the same pen, right? Only the terminology differs, right? So in the exam, whether they give you to prepare nostro account, vostro account, loro account, it doesn't matter. They are asking you to prepare that account only. Now, what is this account? We'll see. Okay. So first is, see, let's go to the basic question. Why do you maintain accounts with a bank? Why do we maintain account with a bank? To invest.
Like, we receive the funds, then we can make FD.
उसके लिए बैंक अकाउंट मेंटेन करते हैं. Okay, to earn returns. शायद डिजिटल पेमेंट्स, ये सब ना, ये जीपे वाला जनरेशन, डिजिटल पेमेंट्स है. अंडरस्टैंड? नो, यूर ऑल not only to hold money, it is basically to facilitate transactions. Holding money, earning interest are incidental benefits you get. Basically, it's for ease of doing transactions, right? I mean, you have to pay electricity, whatever payment, it's ease of doing transaction, and banks incidentally give you interest on that, right? Okay. Now, just like you maintain accounts with bank for ease of transaction, banks also maintain accounts with other banks to facilitate their transactions. Now, see, you maintain your accounts, SB account, in rupees or dollars? Rupees. Basically to facilitate rupee transactions. Similarly, banks maintain their accounts in various currencies to facilitate transactions in those various currencies, right? So आप बैंक के पास अकाउंट मेंटेन करते हो रुपीस में. सिमिलरली बैंक किसी और बैंक के साथ अकाउंट मेंटेन करता है इन डॉलर्स, यूरोस, येन वगैरह. Okay, now let's understand the rationale behind this. See, suppose you are the client of SBI, you are the customer of SBI, okay, and you tell SBI that, look, boss, I have purchased raw materials from there, so I have to make a payment of $1 lakh. So can you kindly make a payment of $1 lakh? Now, understand, you do the same thing domestically also. Like, for example, electricity bill payment, right? You can give banking mandate to the bank, ECS mandate, right? Where you tell the bank, every month, please pay this rupees from my account to electricity. And the bank will make the payment. Now, in an international transaction, you have imported raw material. You have to make a payment of $1 lakh. So what will you do? You will tell your bank to make the payment of $1 lakh. Now, the bank will obviously not make the payment directly to the supplier. Bank will make the payment to whom? Supplier's bank. And when you say it is going to make a payment to supplier's bank, do you think it is going to hand over currency to the supplier's bank? What is it going to do? Transfer money. From where? One account to another. Whose account to whose account? Bank to bank. That means this bank would be maintaining some dollar account with some other bank, right? And just like sometimes, we maintain multiple bank accounts for various reasons. I'll tell you one of the reasons which you will also maintain. Abhi to of course digital payments ho gaya hai. See, earlier what people used to do is, suppose I'm working in a company and that company used to give me salary checks of Dena Bank. Salary check, Dena Bank. My bank account was in Bank of India. But now the problem was the salary check I used to receive was Dena Bank, and that check I used to deposit in my Bank of India account, and it used to take 3 days for clearing. But my housing EMI gets hit on first or the second. So what people used to do was, they used to maintain one Bank of India account, but they used to open an account in Dena Bank also. The reason is, the moment I received my employer's check, which is of Dena Bank, I deposited in Dena Bank. Remember, that doesn't have to go into clearing. It is instant credit. Right? So people used to maintain multiple accounts for various reasons. And all these accounts were in rupees. Similarly, State Bank of India would maintain dollar accounts with multiple banks for facilitating dollar transaction across different regions. For example, let us say map of US, right? And this is your West Coast, East Coast. Okay. Now, India may, there would be customers who are, some customers are transacting with customers on the East Coast and some are transacting on the West Coast. Okay. Now, there would be some banks in US which has got a strong presence in West Coast, but it does not have a presence on the East Coast. वहां पे दूसरा बैंक का presence है. Okay, so then what SBI would do is it would maintain its dollar account with one bank which has got a strong presence here and with another bank which has got a strong presence here to facilitate transactions. Okay, so now this account which SBI maintains, let's take an example. Let's say SBI maintains dollar account with Citi. Okay. Now, let's say you have imported, you are an Indian, you have imported goods from a supplier in US. So you have to make the payment. Whom are you going to tell to make the payment? SBI. Please make $20,000 payment to this guy in US. What is SBI going to do? Contact Citibank and tell what to Citibank. It will say, please make the payment to XYZ supplier in US and debit our account with you. Right? I mean, is this not very similar to when you give an instruction to bank to pay electricity bill from your account? Please pay Adani and debit our account with you. Right? Now, when SBI says our account with you, instead of saying our account with you, it will say debit Nostro account, which is basically our account with you. Right? Now, let us say Citi makes the payment. Now, once the payment is made, Citibank will have to inform SBI, no, okay, according to your instruction, we have made the payment. So in normal English, what would have Citibank written? As per your instruction, we have made the payment and debited your account with us. Your account with us. It would, instead of saying your account with us, it will say Vostro account. Remember, both are still referring to that account only. Yeah? Now, let's introduce a third bank into the picture. Let's say SBI's customer wants some specific service in London, right? But that service is not rendered by SBI. But customer ko disappoint to kar nahi sakta hai. So what SBI does is it contacts Kotak in London, which it knows renders this service. So it tells Kotak, this guy is my privileged customer. He needs this service. So can you please render this service? And whatever charges, we'll pay. Okay. Kotak renders this service. Okay. Now, once Kotak renders this service, Kotak will require payment. And let's say it requires the payment in dollars. Right? So what will it do? It will ask SBI. Right? So SBI will say, my account is with Citi. So you contact him. So what will Kotak write? Kotak will write, we have rendered this service on behalf of SBI. We are entitled to a brokerage of $500. Please pay that to us and debit their account with you. Their account with you. SBI's account with you. Which is, instead of saying that, they would say, understand, all the three terms still are referring to that same SBI account which is with Citibank. But it's only from different perspective, which is why in the exam, don't bother what is given. Sir, see, I'll be solving all problems saying Nostro account. But in the exam, don't get confused. Sir ने तो nostro कराया, vostro तो कराया नहीं. They're all referring to the same account. Right? Now, these are Italian terms which are used. Okay? Now, just take this down if you want. Then I'll give you something else which you need to take down. लोरो अकाउंट एक बार प्लीज क्या एक्सप्लेन करना है यार. देयर अकाउंट विथ यू, थर्ड पार्टी रेफरल. अथर्व, व्हेन आई से मेरा पेन, if I point out my pen and I say this is my pen, you will say, sir, this is your pen. How will a third party refer to it? He will say, यार वो चश्मा पहन के जो बुढ़ा है उसका पेन है. Third party referral, no, their account with you. So SBI, when it refers to this account, it will say our account with you. Citibank, when it refers to this account, will refer to it as your account with us. Kotak, when it refers to SBI's account, how will it refer it to us? Their account with you, no? Okay. Now, when we prepare Nostro account, no? Okay, now let me take a totally unrelated example. Something like, you know, that chai patti example for money market hedge. Totally unrelated. See, whenever you have a family, whenever you have a marriage in your family, generally one person is entrusted with the responsibility of handling all the cash payments. एक बंदा रहता है जो छोटा pouch लेके घूमता रहता है, right? Now, that means this guy has got a pouch which has got cash, right? And you will also notice that same person will also have in his pocket a chota sa spiral book. Every marriage, this is a common feature, boss. Okay? He will have a note and he will have a thali. Okay. Now, what is this for? This is for recording all expenses, and this is obviously for the cash transactions. Okay. Now, let us take one individual transaction. Let us say this guy goes to the caterers, right? And enters into a contract with the caterer, saying per plate, 500 rupees is the contract, right? Payment will be made once the wedding gets over. Now, the thing is, will he record this fact anywhere? Will he record this fact anywhere? No. So, tum shadi mein, in a marriage, you are going to enter into contracts with mandap decorators, caterers, all. So, you're not going to write anywhere and keep iske saath maine ye rate pe kiya hai. करोगे कि नहीं करोगे? हैं? You will record no somewhere. Where will you record? In the cash wala pouch or in the diary pouch? Okay. So you record it here. Fine. But to go to the caterer, you had to incur auto fare of 250 rupees. Where will you record? Will you record it only here or will you record it here and here? Both. Okay. Which means any transaction which involves immediate remittance of money will be recorded at both the places, and any transaction which does not involve remittance of money will be recorded only in that spiral book. Huh? Okay. Now, This is what we call as because finally, what is nostro account? It's a place where you hold money, no? Right? And this is called statement of exchange. So whenever there is a problem on nostro account, these are the two things that we prepare. Statement of exchange, where all transactions are recorded. And nostro account, where only cash transactions recorded. Now, let's look at some transactions here. You enter into a forward contract to sell dollar. Will you record it? You will record it in statement of exchange, not in nostro. Now, we know that forward contract can be cancelled also. Right? So you entered into a forward contract, you will record it. And then you cancel the forward contract. Will you record it? Where in the statement of exchange, you will have to reverse it. अच्छा
उसमें कैश का वो पेमेंट है
कैश का कौन सा पेमेंट आएगा
वो नॉस्ट्रो में जब कैंसिल करेगा बैंक के सामने भी उसने कॉन्ट्रैक्ट किए रहेंगे
वो सिटी बैंक का लुकआउट है ना मेरा क्या है मैं यहाँ पे व्हाट आर माय रिकॉर्डिंग सी तुमने एक केटर के साथ कॉन्ट्रैक्ट एंटर किया ठीक है यू रिकॉर्डेड इन द स्टेटमेंट ऑफ एक्सचेंज 2 दिन के बाद समवन एल्स सेड बस वो केटर बेकार है यू लुक एट अनदर केटरर so you will enter into with another caterer but at the same time in this notebook you'll scratch out the original contract no barabar hai okay now you'll say sir what if that earlier contractor demands compensation then you'll record both but for cancelling I'll just scratch it out no? Okay now suppose there is a transaction of cash payment spot payment will you record it where both so now you got very clear idea whenever there is a movement of cash in both the places acha now wait you enter into a forward contract to sell dollars you will record it in the statement of exchange right now on the due date there will be movement of dollars where will you record it both nahi only in cash you have already entered one no see understand when I said all transactions to be recorded matlab all transactions to be recorded once right so forward contract entered you already recorded it here when the forward contract is due on the due date there will only be a cash account okay which means understand this is one of the most frequently asked type question and these are bonus marks this question is a bonus mark now generally nostro account is prepared in a ledger format right and the statement is prepared like a trial balance statement 2 columns why 2 columns because there could be a transaction for buy or sell no? Right just like cash has debit and credit okay. Fine now this nostro account is remember your cash account with a bank right now I'll ask you another question let us say you maintain an SB account with your bank right and the bank gives you a passbook in the passbook cash deposits will appear on the credit column or debit column you have deposited cash into bank credit column no? And any withdrawals is debited into the right now remember this cash or nostro account is passbook which means any cash inflow into your account will be credited and any outflow debited. Logical, no? When you tell the bank to make the payment to Adani, what will it do? It will make the payment, and what will it do to your account? Debit. Same way, if you tell Citibank to make a payment of $20,000 to someone, so Citibank will take dollars out of this account and do what? Debit your account. This is like the passbook. Okay. Now, a couple of transactions let us discuss. See, okay, 1 minute. Now, a little bit fair. See, this is how it will appear. Nostro account. Okay. You will have T form, and you have statement of exchange. Okay. You'll have 2 columns. Purchase, sales. Okay. Now, $1 sold spot. Where will it come? $1 sold spot. Both. Okay. In the Nostro account, where will it come? सोल्ड है तो डॉलर गया है ना बाहर, डेबिट, टीटी सेल, आई मीन स्पॉट सेल, राइट. और यहां पे द सेल्स कॉलम. अच्छा, फॉरवर्ड परचेज कॉन्ट्रैक्ट एंटर्ड. ठीक है. अच्छा, नाउ स्पॉट परचेज. Spot purchase and spot purchase. ठीक है. Forward purchase contract now cancelled. On the sale side. Okay. Now let us discuss one particular type of transaction. Let's say you are SBI, right? You have a customer whose son is studying in US. The customer's son is studying in US, and the son has requested dad for some money, $1,000. Now, what will the customer come to you and do? Customer तुम्हारे पास आके क्या करेगा? It will give you rupees and you will give okay. Now I don't know how many of you are familiar with this DD. ये सब ये ये digital thing ने सत्यानाश कर दिया है सबको. I mean, Abhi, I don't know if I told you how to go and make a draft in the bank, would you even be able to do it? Right? There's this instrument called demand draft. Okay? Now, the customer will come to SBI Andheri branch. He will give you rupees and you will issue him a demand draft. And how does a demand draft look? It looks just like a check and it will say, pay to son of Mr. X. And on this, it will be SBI logo. It will be signed by SBI. Now, what will Mr. X do? Mr. X will courier this draft to his son. Right? Okay. What will his son do? See, now, okay. Now, see, just like we don't maintain accounts here with Citibank. Why don't we maintain account with Citibank here? Generally, Indians, generally they don't prefer. Why? But why? Why not Citibank? Don't give me some hi-fi reason. एकदम basic reason है. हाँ, cost ज्यादा है, minimum balance ज्यादा है. Right? Now understand, same thing is applicable for Citi in US also. People don't maintain accounts with Citibank, everyone there. ऐसा मत सोचना कि यूएस वाला है तो Citibank में अकाउंट मेंटेन करता होगा. No. There also Citibank has high balance requirements and high cost. There people maintain accounts with what is called as local county banks. Now you could say local county banks is their equivalent of our cooperative banks, but slightly bigger and more well regulated. Okay. Now his son will most likely be maintaining an account with a local county bank, and his son will deposit the draft there. And he will ask what? Dollar. But where will this county bank give this money from? Because understand, इस डॉलर के लिए रुपीस किसको मिला है? एसबीआई को. और उसका बेटा डॉलर मांग किससे रहा है? वो काउंटी बैंक से. तो काउंटी बैंक क्या बोलेगा? बस मैं कैसे दूं? So what will the county bank do? Logically, it will have to ask money from SBI. But remember, this county bank sitting in some place in US, he will have no clue who the hell is SBI, and more importantly, where the hell is Nagardas Road. Right? Now, this is the precise reason why we have something called as a correspondent banking relationship, where each bank has got relationship with other banks. Right? It is same like our Hawala system. Right? अभी मान लो मेरे को सूरत में किसी को पेमेंट करना है, मेरा खुद का प्रेजेंस उधर नहीं है, पर मेरा दोस्त है उधर, तो मैं क्या बोलता हूं उसको? यार उसको पेमेंट कर देना, मैं कर दूंगा. राइट? नाउ यहां पे SBI has got banking relation with Citi. Now this is called as a banking relationship. Now this list of banking relationship will be circulated to all the banks in US. So now what this county bank will do is, it will look into that list and see SBI का banking relation किसके पास है. Right? And it will see Citi. It will contact Citi and say, boss, look, this guy is demanding $1,000 from me. Okay. Now Citi will give him $1,000, but Citi क्या अपनी जेब से देगा? किधर से देगा? SBI का जो अकाउंट है. Right? और जब वो पैसा देगा, when Citi will give that money, what will it do to this Nostro account? Debit. But now my question is something different. On the first day, when the SBI customer walked into Andheri branch, will SBI make a record of that transaction? करेगा ना, क्योंकि तुमने रुपी परचेज किया है एंड तुमने सेल क्या किया है? यू परचेज रुपी, सेल क्या किया है? डिमांड ड्राफ्ट. A draft. Because remember, dollar has not moved out of your account yet. When will the dollar move out of your account? When the son presents it and Citi debits your account. But this transaction, issuance of draft, you will have to record it. Where will you record it? Statement of exchange. Which column? Purchase or sale? Understand? You purchase rupee. What did you sell? Demand draft for in dollars or rupees? Dollars, no? Sale में आएगा. Issuance of draft will come in sales. And when the draft is presented, what will happen? Nostro account, debit side. अभी statement of exchange में नहीं. Only the Nostro account debit side. Right? Okay. Supposing this draft was issued, फिर suddenly Mr. X son calls him and says, Papa, I don't need the money. What will Mr. X do? He will return the draft. At that time, where will you record? Statement of exchange. Which column? Purchase. Now always understand, when a bank issues a draft, it's a sale. It's a sale. But then there is no movement of currency. Currency to move tab hoga when the draft is presented. Right? Now, there are limited sets of transaction. Okay? One sec. Let us do something. Now you'll say, sir, do we need to write this? Wait, don't write. We'll be doing 3 problems. And in those 3 problems, we'll be covering 100% of all the possible transactions. all possible transaction. Plus, in addition to that, if you still find difficulty in understanding any of it, you can refer to page 131 in this book. Page 131 in this book. Nostro, Vostro, Loro. Point number 15. Point number 15. There is the definition section. Right? And then point number 16. You will see all the transactions have been explained. Point number 16. All possible transactions have been explained. So in case you forget, you can look at this and know why something is coming in the purchase column, sale column. But right now, don't look at it. Right now, I'll explain the whole thing. Okay. Now, for exam, point number 15 is important theory question. Point number 16 is not important for theory. It is only for the purpose of understanding, solving problems. Okay. Now, let's look at question. Two questions are left. I mean, 10 and 11, right? So, let's look at question 10. Something mentioned here. Yeah. Yeah, question 10. You as a dealer have the following position in Swiss francs. So we are preparing the Nostro account for Swiss francs. On October 31st, balance in Nostro account, opening position overbought. Now you see this. See, the balance in Nostro account by default has to be a credit balance. How can a cash account have an overdraft balance? Normally, unless, of course, the bank has specifically given you an OD limit. Right? Otherwise, ये अगर mention नहीं भी किया होता, we would have still taken credit balance. But the statement of exchange could have an overbought or an oversold position. Now, why is that? See, statement of exchange, remember I told you it will be two columns, right? Purchase, sale. Now, let us take an hypothetical example. Let us say your bank has got the banking license on 30th March. And you commence operation from 30th March. Okay. Now, the first contract you enter is forward sale contract. Okay. Will you record it in the statement of exchange? Forward sale. So you will record it, no? Forward sale. Let's say $20,000. Right? Now, 31st March is the closing. Now, 31st March, when you close out this statement of exchange, wouldn't this statement show an oversold balance? What do you mean by oversold? You have sold more than what you have. Or overbought, you have purchased more than what you sold. Right now on 31st March, what will this show? Oversold. And remember, you can have an oversold position in this because this statement does not require cash to be settled. Forward contract, you would need the cash balance only later. Right now, you're only recording. So that means this statement of exchange can either show an oversold position or an overbought position. But Nostro account can only show a credit balance. Right? Now, in some questions, you will find they have just given balance 20,000, balance overbought 30,000. Are you understanding what I'm saying? Question will just give you like this. Balance 20,000, balance overbought 30,000. Which means, कौन सा किस चीज का balance है? Balance, this is Nostro. And by default, we'll take this as credit balance. And this is your statement of exchange balance. Okay, chalo. Now, balance in nostro credit, opening position overbought. Now let's do something. Let's prepare statement of exchange. या आप लोग भी साथ साथ बनाते जाओ. Statement of exchange, purchase, sale, right? And niche we can have nostro account. This is in CHF. Remember, the bank will be preparing this account for each of the currency in which it holds accounts. Okay, so this is your normal T balance, T format. Okay. Balance in nostro account, credit 1 lakh. I balance 1 lakh. Opening position overbought. Sorry. Opening position overbought. कितना है? How much? 1 lakh, right? Opening position overbought, and overbought means it will appear on the purchase column. Any 50. Purchased a bill on Zurich. What does this mean? Purchased a bill on Zurich. हाँ, Zurich क्या है? कंट्री नहीं, कैपिटल है. स्विट्जरलैंड का कैपिटल है अपना, है. या कहा मैं भी फॉरेक्स पढ़ाने चला, यार ज्योग्राफिया हिल रहा है. चलो, अभी परचेज द बिल ऑन ज्यूरिच मतलब क्या है? सी, एसबीआई का कस्टमर है, राइट? नाउ एसबीआई कस्टमर, लेट अस से he has exported some goods to Zurich, okay, and obviously it would have a credit period, so he has received a bill of exchange from there, right? Then what would he do to the bill of exchange? How? Discount it. Basically, when a bank discounts a bill of exchange, what is it doing? When a bank is discounting the bill of exchange, it is basically purchasing the bill, no? Right? Okay. Now, understand, by when you discount the bill, is the foreign exchange risk eliminated? When you discount the bill, is the foreign exchange risk eliminated? Suppose you have $1 lakh receivable from somewhere, and that guy gives you a bill of exchange, and this receivable is due after 90 days. You go to the bank and you discount it. So, ho gaya, kahani khatam, foreign exchange? No, na? See, what the bank does is, bank gives you an on-account advance, saying $1 lakh bill, na? I'll give you roughly $90,000 discounted. Now, this $90,000, you will want to convert it into Indian rupees. The bank will say, we will provisionally convert it into rupees today. Now, please follow the transaction very carefully. You have exported goods. You have a receivable of $1 lakh. And for that receivable, you have received a bill of exchange for $1 lakh. You present that $1 lakh to the bank to get it discounted. Bank discounts that bill and gives you $90,000 on account advance, saying that final conversion will take place on the due date. The bank will debit or credit the difference. Now, the question is, today, as a bank, when you are purchasing a bill from your customer, now remember this sum, you're not solving it from the point of view of that customer, you are SBI, right? So when you are purchasing that bill, you'll make an entry. Where? Statement of exchange. Remember, not the foreign exchange currency, because the foreign exchange currency final outflow will go when you present the bill and it gets honored. Right? Which means bill purchased will be entered into the debit column here, purchase column, 80,000. अच्छा, then sold TT forward. TT मतलब क्या? Telegraphic transfer. I explained that, no? Just a currency transaction, right? Now they are saying sold TT forward. मतलब this is a forward sale, right? So forward sale will come only here. $60,000. हाँ, कौन सा पार्ट? वो तो मैं रुपी दूंगा उसको, पर ये तो मेरा जो मैं जो ये स्टेटमेंट हिसाब किताब बना रहा हूं, ये तो CHF का बना रहा हूं, उसका रुपी अकाउंट. सी एन एक्सपोर्टर विल हैव अ फॉरेन करेंसी एंड अ रुपी अकाउंट ना. ये तो हम फॉरेन करेंसी का देख रहे हैं, रुपी का नहीं देख रहे हैं. अच्छा, देन फॉरवर्ड परचेज कॉन्ट्रैक्ट कैंसल्ड कहां आएगा? Statement of exchange. Which column? Sale, no? Because when it was originally purchased, it would have been entered into the purchase column somewhere, right? So forward purchase cancelled. This is 30,000. Okay. Remitted by telegraphic transfer. What does this mean? पैसा बाहर गया है. Okay. कैश इन्वॉल्व हो रहा है कि ये फॉरवर्ड ट्रांजैक्शन है? कैश इन्वॉल्व हो रहा है ना. सो where all would you enter? Only Nostro? Both, no? Right? Okay. Here, where will you enter? TT remittance. Sale. How much? 75. And here, Nostro, where will you enter? Debit, no? Currency is going out. TT remittance. Oh, how much is this? 75. Okay. Then draft on Zurich cancelled. Draft on Zurich cancelled. हाँ, किसका रिवर्स करना पड़ेगा? ऊपर ऊपर वो बिल है, ड्राफ्ट नहीं है. ये दो अलग इंस्ट्रूमेंट्स हैं. Where will you enter this draft on Zurich cancelled? Debit, no? Because remember, draft on Zurich cancelled matlab as a bank it would have first issued a draft, then that draft would get cancelled, no? Right? So when it issued, sale. Now draft issued cancelled. 30,000. Okay. Now, what steps you would take if you require to maintain a credit balance of Swiss franc 30,000 in Nostro account and keep an overbought position of Swiss franc 10,000? They say that you have to maintain a balance of 30,000 in Nostro and overbought position of 10,000 in the statement of exchange. Now, first of all, let us find what is the existing balance right now. This balance is 25. Nostro account balance. Why balance brought down? 25. And what is the balance here? 160 and 165, which means balance right now is oversold. And because it's oversold, I'm just writing it here. Okay. Now what would you do? You have been given some targets by your boss. So what will you do? Huh? Nostro, you will deposit 5,000. Nostro, how will you deposit? Matlab, you're going to buy. You'll have to buy, no? See, you have a dollar account of 20,000 and the banker calls you and says, Madam, 25,000 minimum balance rakhna hai aapko, dollars. How are you going to deposit dollars there? You'll have to buy the dollars, na? Nostro mein? 1 minute. So you mean to say first we will balance the Nostro account? Because remember, Nostro, if you're going to do, it will have its effect on the statement of exchange also. So first we balance the Nostro account by saying what? Purchase. Purchase. Purchase or sale? Sale. 1 minute. What is the balance right now you have in your Nostro? Purchase करना है. तो purchase करना है तो debit में डालूं कि credit में डालूं? अच्छा, spot purchase or forward purchase? हाँ, spot purchase or forward purchase? Why not forward? हाँ, forward है तो उधर ही दिखेगा, इधर कैसे दिखेगा? तो you'll have to do a spot purchase of how much? 5. Right? Which means this has to be recorded here also. 5,000. So now what? Now understand, right now this balance is squared off. Right? But what is the balance you are required to maintain? Overbought. So you will have to enter into a buy contract. Overbought. So spot or forward? Why not spot? Exactly. Which means moral of the story is when you are preparing this Nostro and Vostro, which is the first account you will balance and achieve the target? Nostro. क्योंकि Nostro में आप जो भी enter करोगे वो उधर भी affect करेगा. So you first have to balance and reach the target of Nostro, then do whatever you want in the statement of exchange. So you will do a forward purchase of 10,000. तो इसको अगर मैं ऐसा कर दूं, so this will give me 15, 5, balance overbought 10,000. और यहां पे to balance carried down, balance carried down 32. Yeah, your customer has got a bill receivable, right? He will come to the bank and do what? That means he's selling the bill, na? So as a bank, what are you doing? क्या समझा रहा हूं मैं? बिल परचेज Okay. Question number 11. All of you solved. I'll just give you what? 7 to 10 minutes. क्या चाहिए? कुछ चाहिए ऊपर? Please scroll up. Tanmay, where? Here? Tanmay, let me know when you're done. Anyone else wants anything? Let me know. And those who have finished, do question number 11. What does the credit in Nostro means? Atharva, what does the credit in your SB account mean? Just like you maintain SB account with SBI, SBI is maintaining its account with Citi, no? So what would a credit there mean? Inflow, no? Addition to your balance. So, Abhi, that is exactly what we have done, no? What is remittance? यार ये क्या मैं समझा रहा हूं हैं शयन what is TT remittance Shayan if you recollect TT I told refers to currency right and remittance means what sending money or receiving money so what does TT remittance means it's a kind of outflow right
यस सर
हाँ तो वही किया है ना TT remittance देखो हमने कहाँ रिकॉर्ड किया है it's like you're selling off your currency
ओके सर
Wait, अगर आपको बात का रेफरेंस के लिए कुछ चाहिए तो मे बी दिस although I've explained that in the notes Shayan if you look at page 132 na TT remittance TT sale I've explained that
सारे ट्रांजैक्शन का स्टेटमेंट ऑफ एक्सचेंज में तो लिखना ही पड़ेगा नेशनल अकाउंट में आएंगे
हिसाब तो तू पूरा ही रखेगा ना शादी का कुछ कैश में हुए रहेंगे कुछ कॉन्ट्रैक्ट हुआ रहेगा हिसाब तो टोटल बनेगा एक मिनट क्या ढूंढ रहा है
क्वेश्चन इसका है
हाँ
क्वेश्चन
रहेगा ना उसके साथ ही रहेगा दोनों एक क्वेश्चन एक साथ ही थे
बैलेंस शीट eventually Brussels in euros वाला
Balance with Brussels. इसका फोटो ले लो.
स्क्रॉल कर लो
Sells for 20,000 in Moscow. ये सब बाद में करते रहना बॉस, पहले सॉल्व यार, उसके लिए अपने को मार्क्स नहीं मिलते हैं. अपने को मार्क्स सॉल्यूशन के लिए मिलते हैं, लाइन वाइन के लिए नहीं मिलते हैं. प्रॉब्लम है कि तू उस पे करता रहेगा, फिर मैं अगला समझाऊंगा, तू बोलेगा सर 1 मिनट रुकिए. डोंट वेस्ट टाइम ऑन ऑल दैट. कितना है? फॉरवर्ड परचेज रहेगा से 7,500, 37,500. ठीक है. परचेज चेक फॉर लंदन. हाँ, check purchase किया है. Understand, you have to all realize that a check is just another form of bill of exchange. Right, it's just another form of bill of exchange. And instead of buying bill of exchange, your purchase checks, जो banks purchase करते हैं, right? So check purchase is nothing like a bill, it's nothing but a bill purchase. So check purchased, ये सिर्फ इधर एंट्री आएगा 40,000. हाँ सो टीटी फॉरवर्ड, अच्छा यहाँ पे, हाँ सॉरी, डीडी परचेस्ड. $12,500. So balance. हाँ क्यों सेल में क्यों आएगा? नॉर्मल डीडी, ये परचेज किया मतलब कौन परचेज किया? ये स्टेटमेंट किस बैंक परचेज किया है ना, कोई तो डीडी. $27,500. High balance 27,500. इसको कितना का मेंटेन करना है? 7,500. तो क्या करें? हाँ स्पॉट सेल. स्पॉट सेल 20,000. बैलेंस 7,500 और स्पॉट सेल इधर आएगा. स्पॉट सेल 20,000. तो इसका टोटल कितना हो गया? 35 plus 15 plus 40 plus 12,500. 1,02,500. और 45 plus 37,500 plus 20,000. 1,02,500. ये तो स्क्वायर हो गया.
तो बाद में लिखना है ना. हाँ
क्या फर्क पड़ता है? फर्क क्या पड़ता है? स्पॉट सेल आके इधर आ गया और ओवरबॉट पोजीशन 7,500 मेंटेन करना है. DD purchase won't be credited to Nostro. Why DD purchase won't be credited to Nostro? Because it will be credited when the DD is presented for payment. No. अच्छा बाबा, सबको ऐसा चाहिए. यहाँ पे मेरे को खाली फॉरवर्ड परचेज करना है 7,500. तुम कैसे भी कर लो. अगर ये 20,000 तुमको इधर नहीं करना है, चलो इधर करना है. 1,02,500. ये बैलेंस कितना है? 82,500. 82,500. बैलेंस ओवरबॉट 1,02,500 minus 82,500, 20,000. ठीक है. फिर स्पॉट परचेज, स्पॉट सेल, स्पॉट सेल 20,000 एंड क्या बैलेंस मेंटेन करना है? ओवरबॉट. सो फॉरवर्ड परचेज 7,500. 27,500, 20,000 और नीचे लिख देना इधर ओवरबॉट। मैं ये अवॉइड करने के लिए मैंने 20,000 ऊपर लिख दिया था। Now you might be wondering कि ये DD purchased क्या होता है? See, DD is again it's a negotiable instrument, right? Just like check. किसी ने उधर पेमेंट किया है, उसके बदले में उसको DD मिला है, right? And he will come to the bank and say, "Was this DD is payable after 3 months? Purchase it now and give me some money, no?" So it is as good as a bill purchase, check purchase, DD purchased.
The draft issued but not presented for payment मतलब वो purchase ही हुई है।
कहाँ पे है ये? हाँ
वो specifically हमारे
हाँ ड्राफ्ट इश्यू
Sale.
okay. There is one more sum on this. I think 2 मिनट में हो जाएगा। कौन सा sum? 59 क्या हुआ? बोल बोल बोल।
वो ड्राफ्ट और लैंडर अपने कहाँ पे लिखे और डीडी ड्राफ्ट एक सब लिखा है 15,000
Question 59 is same as question 11. Is that so? तो फिर मत करो। ये क्या किया है? एक मिनट।
just one question और check
सॉरी क्या है?
purchase checks on London की जगह purchase bill on London
वो तो सेम एंट्री है।
and credit balance of 15,000 instead of 7,000
ओ ठीक है, तो देन यू कैन ऑल हाँ पूरा सेम एक्सेप्ट यू कैन डू इट एज अ प्रैक्टिस सम। होमवर्क कर लेना। Question number 59. It's same thing. You can do it as homework. And if you please scroll down. And today, if you all get the time, वो जो theory section है ना, जहाँ पे every transaction I've discussed, go through that. TT issuance, TT payment, DD issuance. Mihika, check the module. ICAI modules, Mihika. Yes, Athar, we can.